Hi there, everyone on YouTube. Hello from Bruce, my dog behind me there. Yeah, this is Diane again with another Spirit Box session. I did a session yesterday and it came out really well. It turned out well, and I heard a lot of what the spirits were saying to me, and it was a really good session. I started it off with, some pot. I smoked a few bowls of pot. I did that again just then. So we're going to start another one because I felt that when I was a little bit smashed, as I am now, that the voices came through a lot clearer to me, and I was able to hear and pick up a lot more of what the voices were saying. Um, I think I mentioned it before, but I'm also autistic, so I lack that filtering mechanism in my brain that a lot of people, normal, or what we call neurotypical people, would just filter that out in the course of the day. And a lot of the trivial information that they receive and a lot of sounds and noises, they can just block out. They're not even consciously aware of hearing them, but I am. Um, it's a blessing, it's a curse. It's very hard to go out into a crowded shopping centre and just get bombarded with all the thoughts, feelings, sights, noises, yeah, that's why I think I've got a special aptitude for the box and for ITC communication because of that. A lot of people say to me, yeah, it's just the radio. It's a phenomenon called pareidolia where your ears will hear bits of sound bites, and what the auditory cortex in the brain then does is piece together those sounds into words according to what you want to hear or you think you're hearing. It's called pareidolia. Um, at first, I thought it was a bit of that. Um, Still not 100% convinced on the authenticity of the spirit box. Um, Certain things that have happened through the box, I've received certain replies that, you know, there's just no way of explaining it as being the radio or as being anything other than something talking to me, you know. Um, I get certain names come through the box. The main name I get's William, and William was the first spirit who came through the box and introduced himself to me, and I sort of said, yeah, okay, attach yourself to the box. And that was my mistake in the first place because he just sort of always comes through now, but I love him anyway. There's Michael. He comes through now and then. When he comes through really clear. Um, they're both the main spirits. There's a spirit that comes through sometimes, and it comes through always on my ghost radar, called Don, but he prefers not to talk. He's the quiet, shy one. He just likes to show up, make a grand entrance, and then piss off. There's a female spirit that comes through that I'm yet to identify. Um, she comes through really. Um, she says like one word answers really, really loud, and then you don't hear from her for 5 minutes or so. So I'm trying to identify that female spirit. But as time goes on, I'm beginning to recognise their individual voices and characteristics. I know William's voice now. He doesn't even have to say William. I can just hear his voice on playback, and I'm like, yeah, that's William. Because he's got a very characteristic voice. I'm recognising David's voice. There's another spirit comes through, not very often, called David. He comes through on a very low frequency, and he's sort of got like a guttural type voice. Yeah, so um, with that being said, I just thought I'd do another spirit box session while I was in this mellow mood, and just sort of follow on a bit from the last spirit box session I did yesterday. And I'm probably not going to do another one now for about another week or so because, 2 in 2 days, when I sort of said, yeah, I'll only do it once a week, do it for about 20 minutes, tops. Yeah, so I'm going to try and stick to that. So with that being said, I'm just going to turn this down now and turn on the spirit box. I don't know how loud the speakers will be. Yeah, I turn it down. And I'll turn it up when it starts to sleep. Hello, my name's Diane. I come as your friend. I come in peace. And thanking you all for the session yesterday. Got a lot of good replies. Would you like to come through again and say hello? William, say hello. Yeah, I heard hello and I heard you recorded it well. I heard William come through and I heard a couple of highs in there. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, I heard everything. I just wanted to come through. I heard Diane. Yes, I saw you. Fucking believe it. That conversation will go on record. I heard all that, eh? Yeah, I heard, that was the result that you wanted or something like that. I'm also hearing more with my ears at the moment, and that's corresponding to the actual recorded playback. What I'm hearing and what I'm recording is starting to get a bit closer, and I'm, happy that's happening. I heard you all come through, and I just want to know, am I a receiver? Do I have like a talent for this? That's cool. Do you think it's because I'm autistic or am I psychic? Am I autistic, psychic, or both? I just said, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, hello everyone. Hello again and welcome. Would you like to come through and say your name for me? Let me know who's listening. Could you say your name, please? Diane, and I'd like you to introduce yourself. I heard something about the professional, Tina, and play the game with her or something like that. So I'll listen to that on playback and see what I get on the record. Yep, so thank you very much. I also wanted to let you know I heard you call me Possum. And when I asked if it was all right if I brought my friend over the weekend, I got, yes, Possum, it's why I love you. Not convenient now, and it's up to you. So I heard all of that. So thank you for all that, and thank you for calling me Possum. I also heard you say, keep your chin up, Diane. We love you. I heard that. I love you too, guys. I just heard it's a beautiful waste of talent, and I must agree with you. Although I don't know the best ways to put my talents to good use, that's the problem, you know. So, yeah, maybe sort of like being a messenger between the world of the dead and the world of the living. A messenger, you know, what's my role in this? You know, I know it's a beautiful waste of talent. I agree. Well, I'm going to just leave it go through for another 5 minutes. If you've got any messages for me, anything you'd like to say, I'm just going to leave it sweep through and just give you guys a chance to talk. And I also must say hi to the spirit that keeps on coming through every morning at about 3 a.m. on my ghost radar and saying good afternoon. So all those spirits that say good afternoon in the morning, I'm saying hello. I think I heard Peter come through then. But if that was you, Peter, I just want to say hello, Peter. And I want to say hello to a spirit called Tony. He's a very quiet guy, very soft. I picked him up on a few times on the last session. So can I say hello to Tony and thank him for coming through? Saying hello to Tony.
Really very little. Can be enough.
I mean, yeah, it could be. I was hearing Tony Abbott, because Tony's a pretty popular name because he's the name of the Prime Minister. But I got this thing. He said, "I'm Tony." He didn't just say Tony. He said, yeah. When I asked, like for the name, he said, "My name is Tony." So I don't think it was that. So anyway, thank you very much, spirits, and I'm just saying goodbye. Would you like to come through and say bye to me, please?
First and Tasmania. Hockey.
Yeah, see, that time I just heard Deforesting Tasmania and Joe Hockey. So I'm starting to pick up the radio again now. So I'm just saying bye to you guys. Can you come through and say bye? I'll leave it for one more minute, one more sweep through. And I thank you all. Thank you for taking the time, to participate. But I was hearing your voices, but I'm just hearing the radio now. So can you come through and say bye, please? Thank you. I just heard two byes and I heard it was nice die. So I'll switch it off and thank the spirits again. Right. Mix that up. Yeah, sometimes I notice like towards the end of the session or when the spirits get a bit tired or when I get a bit tired, the radio, like the noise from the stations, like station tags, identifiers, certain news items, the names of the Prime Minister or that will start coming through. And I know that's the radio because I don't think the spirits really want to talk about Tony Abbott. Although, we've had a few discussions about politics over the months. But more discussions about the cricket, I think, we've had than the politics. They like the cricket, so that's one thing we have in common. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it there and subtitle it and see what they come through and say. I don't really know. I think I'm starting to believe there's something in this. It's not that I go into this fully believing that spirits exist. I'd like to believe. I'm open to the possibility. But where I of these true believers that, go around faking evidence. Yeah, no, I'm looking for that evidence myself, so I wouldn't fake it for another person. But yeah, I believe that I've got enough evidence to sort of say that I'm communicating with something intelligent. Um, I believe that they know too much about me and what I'm doing, and certain items I've held up, they've identified, you know, down to saying it 2 or 3 times during a whole radio sweep, the exact word. And I've got that recorded as well. They know probably my every move I make during the day when I ask them what I've been doing, and they'll tell me, just like the. At first, I thought there was a kid outside with a CB radio and a pair of binoculars spying on me or something. It was just sort of that feeling. But I've done experiments and discounted the possibility that there's a bug in my room or anybody's out there spying on me, or even a satellite with X-ray vision or whatever. I've done sort of double-blind experiments, and I've got positive results from that. I've asked them to say their names. They've come through. When I ask them, like, how many spirits are in the room, usually get a number anywhere between 2 and 6. So I know that there are a few that but they're not like, coming through all the time. The thing I do notice about the spirit box, and what's got me a little bit sold on it and why I'm not discounting it totally, is because the same voices come through on different bandwidths at any time of the day or night. So if I ask for William to say his name like 3 or 4 times throughout the bandwidth, he'll do that. And I could ask him to do that at, midday, 2 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and it always happens. So there's something in that. I don't think a radio announcer would be sort of sitting there, or a ham radio guy with his microphone sitting there just waiting for me to say something just so he can reply to me, So I've discounted basically all that. And the most plausible answer for this is I'm talking with something in my room that knows what I'm doing, that can see me but I cannot see what it's doing, and that can use the spirit box and other things to try and communicate with me. Right? Whether these are dead people, they say they are. I believe that there's some sort of beings or entities. I like to call them entities because spirit really doesn't cover it. I think some of them are a bit more than that. Some are a bit less than that. I've noticed there are different levels, within the frequency that certain spirits resonate on or come through at. So, it's not so much their radio signals, but the spirits use the RF frequency modulating band as a carrier wave. They actually come through on the mic. Well, most of the ones I hear come through on the microwave frequencies, and they're using the spirit box, the RF spirit box, the superhets, and all that as a carrier frequency, and they can sort of manipulate and modify some of the sounds within that frequency. So, that's what is coming through. How they do that, why they do that, what they are that's doing that, I have no idea. I don't want to sort of make the jump and say ghosts are doing that or spirits, but there's something out there, that is doing that. All right, and it's something intelligent. and it's something that's around me, because they can see what I'm doing, and they answer certain questions I ask and all that. So anyway, that was an unintended 10-minute speech at the end of my spirit box session. But thank you very much for bearing with me, bearing through all these sessions. What you can pick up, what you can't hear. I'm just sort of opening the way, leading on the education. I think the spirits want to be heard, not only by me, but by you as well. And I think that's what I'm meant to be doing here just for now, So I'm going to continue doing it next week, and I'll probably be back to my old self next week as well. So thank you very much. If you like it, rate, subscribe, like below, and until next week, see you later and have a good